There is totally a glass sky, folks. Totally. Totally. Totally a glass sky. Look at all this evidence that there's a glass sky. 22 pieces of evidence. Number 1, rainbows, halos, glories, circumzenith arcs, sundogs, and other atmospheric optics, which are created by sunlight passing through glass and being projected onto water vapor. Oh, Romans 8:36. Thanks, Fist. Number 2, Libyan desert glass. The mystery of where it came from is solved if you realize that there's a glass ceiling in the sky. To the sky. Excuse me. That's because there's Crook's star space. I'll get to that later. Number 3, tektite origin. You guys know what tektites are? That's another mystery. Scientists, they don't know where the tektites are coming from. They don't know if it's coming from the ground because there's no impact craters where they find them, or if it's coming from space. They don't know. Number 4, megacriometeor origin. Large chunks of ice that fall down from the sky randomly, infrequently, but more frequently lately. Now we know where they're coming from. There's actually a whole ice sheet connected to the glass sky. For you were as sheep gone astray, but now returned unto the shepherd and bishop of your souls. Amen. Number 5, birefringence. Birefringence is created through different glasses, different types of material like calcite, where it actually projects a double image, a double refracting image. So sometimes you'll see double suns in the sky. Sometimes you'll see a quadruple rainbow where it's like an offset, like there's another rainbow that's displaced a little bit from the original rainbow. Or you'll see a comet's tail splitting like that. That's all because you're viewing these phenomena through a birefringent glass sky that at certain rotation angles of the sun, because it's polarized in a certain direction, sometimes casts a double image. It's a very weak birefringence. They found it in the Libyan desert glass. They found weak birefringence. But at certain times, at certain angles, it will appear. As a shepherd seeketh out his flock in the day that he is among his sheep that are scattered, so will I seek out my sheep, and they will deliver them out of all places where they have been scattered, in the cloudy and dark day. Cloudy and dark day. It's coming up, guys. 6, ozone. Ozone. Did you realize that ozone is actually generated with the help of the glass sky? And that fresh scent that you smell after thunderstorms? That's the same fresh scent that's replicated in air ionizers with glass plates. The glass actually helps manufacture that fresh scent. Fusion crust. Meteorites are covered with fusion crust. Fusion crust is burnt glass. That means that meteors are melting through the glass and getting covered by burnt glass, by fusion crust. Colorizing of clouds. Sometimes you'll see clouds that have like a rainbow pattern to them, or reddening of the clouds at the horizon. That's all due to the glass, which casts different colors through different regions of the sky. That's what glass does, folks. Glass disperses the white light. Yeah, the fresh scent after the long cut. That's a good smell. Fist. Greenhouse effect, number 9. Obviously, a greenhouse has a glass ceiling. Same thing with our sky. It has a glass ceiling. It traps air, hot air, infrared heat. Number 10, the Kármán line. That is the line at 100 kilometers is said to be the division line between the atmosphere and space. Interesting. It's the same height as the glass sky. Number 11, ultraviolet radiation block, UV block. Did you know our atmosphere blocks out a lot of ultraviolet light? And did you also know that glass blocks out ultraviolet light? Did you know that? Number 12, lightning. If you ever watched an Eric Dollard seminar, you'll realize that lightning is created by dielectric forces moving laterally near glass. Lightning doesn't form from the top down or the bottom up. It actually forms from the sides. The dielectric forces in direct perpendicular positioning of the electromagnetic forces. Number 13, elves and upper atmospheric lightning. Sprites are called upper atmospheric lightning, and so are elves. Elves are the top of the sprites, and they taper off. They stop. They create this plume at 100 kilometers. That's the height of the glass sky. Number 14, shortwave radio, ham radio. It scatters at 100 kilometers. They compare the ionosphere to a sheet of glass. Well, there's no need really to compare it to a sheet of glass because it actually is a sheet of glass. That accentuates the radio waves and passes them along to the other side of the inside of the Earth. Oh, it's a tab happy guest. Number 15, Operation Fishbowl. You guys remember Operation Fishbowl in 1962? Maybe you weren't alive back then. Starfish Prime. Well, I don't believe they have nuclear weapons, but they said they launched a high-altitude nuclear weapon that exploded at 400 kilometers, and there was an auroral display visible from Hawaii and many other places. See, auroras are created because there's glass. So they burst a hole in the glass sky back then. Operation Fishbowl, does that sound a little bit fishy to you? Well, it should. Number 16. Superior mirages, fata morganas. You know that sometimes at the horizon you'll see this horizontal crease at the edge, and it looks like the sun is going down and going up. It has like a double image to it. Well, that's because the glass actually, due to refraction, creates a horizontal crease, and sometimes it's visible at higher latitudes. Number 17. Meteor showers, iridium flares. That's all it is, guys. It's the cyclical skidding of inner space debris, particles skidding, creating streaks. There's also a term called triboluminescence. When you rub quartz together, or you rub a rock against quartz, it will light up. So when you see shooting stars, meteor showers, it's because they're skidding across the glass sky. That's all it is, guys. Number 18. Redshift. You've probably heard that you've been told that the universe is expanding because they see the redshift of the stars. Well, nothing can be further from the truth. What they don't understand is that there's actually two layers of glass, one at the 100-kilometer level and the other at the celestial sphere level. So you're viewing the stars through two layers of glass, and it's creating chromatic aberration. It's creating the colors. It's creating the shifting. That's all it is. It does not indicate movement away from you. They say it's like the Doppler effect. There's nothing further from the truth. all stellar spectroscopy is debunked due to scientists ignoring chromatic aberration of stars caused by glass. Number 19, aberration of light, stellar aberration. Sometimes astronomers will see slight movement in this, like a displacement in the sky, in the stars, and that's only because the glass sky, it creates a slight apparent displacement of stars due to the refraction. Number 20, space vehicle heat shields, re-entry or entry. They have flush bottoms. They have high temperature resistant material like carbon-carbon matrix used to melt through the glass. And it shall come to pass when I bring a cloud over the earth, that the bow shall be seen in the cloud. Yes, Genesis chapter 9, verse 13. The glass sky was formed after the flood, the global flood, ladies and gentlemen. Prior to the flood, there wasn't a glass sky. But we needed, within the concave earth, within this pressurized system, we needed to push. God needed to push the waters down. So he compressed the atmosphere with the glass sky. That's why the rainbow is a promise. It's a scientific promise that the earth, the continents, can never be flooded again because there's more pressure now. There's more compression. 21, Crookes dark space. There's a man named Crookes in the 1800s who found negative charged ions create dark space around glass tubes. It's the same thing with our glass sky. If you read Job chapter 38, verse 19. And as for darkness, where is the place thereof? See, it's hidden. Deep beneath the cover is another perfect wonder, and it's so white as snow. 22, auroras. It's at 100 kilometers. The bottom edge, the bottom end of auroras is at 100 kilometers. The electrons from the sun hit the charged glass sky, causing fluorescent glow and striations. Exit the matrix of deception, people. There is glass in the sky, in the concave earth.